what's up? I've been on a paper chase for months. I've been on a marathon for months. All in all, I can't just get enough, I know.
What's going on, everybody? What's happening? Welcome back to my nonsense, right? I got something for you to catch you up to speed. See if I can make it through this whole video, because I've tried to shoot this a few times while I'm getting unloaded, and these fuckers are so fast I don't even get a chance to get done fucking around with my YouTube stuff, man. What's going on? So, there's a quick switch. I am an independent now. Basically, I'm gonna go into more detail later on in another video. So I leased this truck. It's a walkaway lease. It's not a lease purchase. I'm not buying it. I lease it from the company, and I work for that company. So I'm kind of still a company driver, but kind of not. You know what I'm saying? I got some insurance bills and toll bills and fuel bills and all the bills and bills, but the money gets split a little different. And I don't got no driver-facing cameras and all that bullshit, right? And this is a 2020 Mac. It was not in that great a shape. It wasn't in bad shape, but it wasn't in that great a shape when I got it. We're working on it. We're getting the bugs worked out of it. The dude who owns it wants to get it fixed up, so we've been ordering parts and working on it, and I've been using my mechanical skills to get her all fixed up. And she's in pretty good shape. Got a lot of power. Small. We'll talk about Mac trucks later. That's the first time I ever had a Mac. I've had everything else, but they're a little small. You wouldn't want to be a big person, that's for sure. It's kind of a little, they're a little different, but I'm getting used to it. So that's what we're doing with that. And if you're wondering what happened with the last company, I'm not going to dwell on that. I'm just going to make it real short and sweet. They're fucking assholes. They are, for real. I worked for them like 7 or 8 years ago. They weren't that bad. They changed. I could kind of tell right away. But the bottom line of the whole deal is the $300 a day pay rate. You break that out over 13 and a half, 14 hours a day. That's like $21 an hour. Fuck that. That ain't worth it. The day cab shit, if you don't follow my videos, what I was doing is I'd run down to like St. Louis, deliver, Cincinnati, deliver, something like that. And then I would come back, and then I would spend like a day or two up here in Michigan. Like run over here an hour, grab this load out of a drop yard, take it over to TFC or whatever, an hour and a half away, deliver it. Go drop that empty over here, go grab this load over here, take that 2 hours over here to Menards, deliver it. Take that empty and go get loaded over here, and take that load and drop it in the yard. And then I'd be loading like a load that goes to like Tennessee or something, and I'd drop it in the yard for another driver so that I could go do more fucking day cab work, right? And it works out good for them because the short loads pay better, as you will see when I go through my pay statements, because I'm actually been in this for like 2 weeks right now. I'm just now getting around to like doing a video, so everything's in just random fucking order here. Bear with me. But the shorter roads pay better. So as far as that company goes, yeah, they're making bank on that shit, because they really, what they should have is they should have day cab drivers doing that. But what they're doing is they're kind of fucking the system and fucking the driver a little bit on the whole deal. They're using fucking sleepers, because that way they don't got to get a local driver back home every night. They can just shut us down anywhere, in a receiver parking lot or anywhere. I was sleeping on the side of the fucking road and shit up here. It's northern Michigan. I got no damn truck stops and shit up here. And it was just a real pain in the balls. The money wasn't worth it. The people were complete assholes. Like, right up with the worst that I've worked for. Really. Seriously. They just had this mentality of like, man, if these stupid drivers weren't around, life would be a lot better. They didn't want you in the office. They didn't want to talk to you. They would not answer the phone. They only answered text. It was just pretty ridiculous, man. Because if you're going to have a trucking company, you might have to deal with some drivers. Huh? Until you get your fucking bullshit automated trucks that are never going to work. So, there was that. But then what really pushed me over the edge with them was, basically, to make a long story short, me and a bunch of other drivers, we were taping our cameras up because they would go like bing, bing, reduce speed and all this shit, and it was annoying us. And then they'd call you in to get your camera calibrated, and then they'd pull all the tape and stuff off it, and they would say, don't put that back on. And I talked to several drivers, and I know this is true because they said it, but also if you remember back when I was working for that one lady, she was thinking about putting me on as a safety director. So she was showing me this camera system, and it was actually the exact same camera system. And when we were sitting there doing it, I could hear the drivers from the office. I could hear their radios playing. I could hear them. You can hear them 100%. I guarantee you. You know, I have seen it. So what was happening when they called you back in for a calibration to have the taking off, or then you'd put the tape back on because the fucker was annoying you, and then they would call you and say, take that tape and shit off there. Well, how do they know? You can't see it in the camera faces forward because they can't hear you no more, man. So now they know you did it, which means they're listening. But it gets better. After that, I run into some drivers, and I was talking about that whole situation that I just told you, and they were like, oh yeah, wait till you take it in and you come back out with a driver-facing camera. I go, they're doing driver-facing cameras now? And a couple guys were like, yeah, I got one in my truck. And they were saying, this Pete's got one in his, and Dave's got one in his. So they were slowly phasing in driver-facing cameras. No way, dude. No way. You're gonna sit here and watch me and listen to my audio and stuff? I gotta say, we're back into the exciting part of trucking that you guys know I kind of like a little bit, right? Because I'm dumb, I guess. But I'm in Houston doing a 5-stop. Blindside backing into mom and pop's places off of busy streets at rush hour in the motherfucking rain, son. But old Werner up here, he's got him some driver assist going on. He's even got his raincoat on. Look at that. He's got his raincoat on. Now your boy here, I ain't touching a damn thing in this trailer, son. So while we're just sitting here clogging up this street for everybody this morning, kind of fucking up their day a little bit, right? I tell you, people in Texas drive bad, man, for real. Like, I've said that before, I know, but it's funny because when you come into Texas, it says, drive friendly, it's the Texas way. As y'all know, I travel all over, right, the United States, and this is one of the worst. I was just on the East Coast not too long ago, and there's a lot of traffic out there, but, they ain't so fucking aggressive, and people here are kind of dumb, man. I think they come from Mexico, and they drive a little different down in Mexico. But anyway, watch all the stupid go on, and it's story time, man. Imagine it, story time. So I gotta tell you this quick story. First of all, you guys know, if you're a truck driver, you're supposed to be checking your federal annual inspection sticker on your trailer when you do your pre-trip. And if the sticker's not on there, then you need a paper copy in the registration box will be good enough. But technically you're supposed to check both, but none of us ever open the registration box. Some people do, I guess, but I don't. Because I'm surprised, a lot of people don't realize that you're supposed to be checking that. So anyway, now they're putting cones out. Fuck, I've been sitting here for 45 minutes. I fucking skipped the cones now. I mean, come on. Anyway, so I picked up this trailer, right, which is the first trailer I grabbed, and it was due for a federal annual inspection, which normally gets me kind of irritated and gives me a bad vibe about the company. I do understand that, but as I said before, I have a couple friends that have worked here for quite a while, and they said that rarely ever happens. So I'm okay with it happening every once in a while, because I understand that if you got a gazillion trailers and they're scattered all over the United States, it is a bit hard to keep up on that shit. So I get it, right? So I texted my dude and I told him, and he was like, oh man, sorry about that. If you could stop at Love's and get that inspected on your way down to Texas. I said, no biggie, no big deal, right? Well, I meandered along and I hit a couple Loves and they were busy and yada yada yada. So I just kept going until I found one that supposedly was going to get me in pretty quick, right? I sat there for 4 hours, right? The first 2 hours I didn't care because I was going to take a nap anyway because I had a big ass breakfast. So I took my 2-hour nap, woke up. The next hour I didn't care that much because I had some little things I wanted to fix on this truck and all that stuff. So I spent that hour doing that. The last hour I was getting pretty fucking impatient, right? But here's the deal. I was sitting right across from the, shop, watching the shop. And there was 5 mechanics at Love's, right? And this is what they would do for the entire time I was watching them. 4 of them would be outside smoking cigarettes and talking and fucking with their phone, and 1 would be inside working. And then they'd rotate. That guy would come out and another guy would go in and work. Seriously, I mean, I am dead fucking serious, man. For hours, 4 guys just stood there and did nothing. And they had like a list of trucks trying to get in there and get fixed. Just don't give a fuck about their job, man. Just, wow. But it gets better. It's a scary world we live in, man, because this trailer, it's like whatever, it's only a year old, so there's nothing wrong with it, and I pre-tripped it, so no big deal, right? But if you're running like older equipment that really needed to be inspected, this dude didn't inspect it. I pulled up there, I wouldn't turn on the lights, apparently I didn't have a right blinker, which I did that morning. I swear, I did a pre-trip that morning. I swear. Anyway, so he's like, well, you're gonna have to change that 7-wire plug. No, we're not gonna have to change an old doggone 7-wire plug, right? I was like, hey, if I'm not in your way, why don't you just go ahead and go back there and inspect that trailer? I'll fix this light, all right? How about that? He's like, okay. With these newer 7-wires, you can't spread the prongs. Back in the day, you used to be able to stick a little screwdriver there and spread the prongs in complete contact. They don't do that anymore. I don't know why they stopped doing that, because the world's fucked up and they take good shit and ruin it and make bad shit, right? Because we all know that's true. So, you can bend the prongs on the 7-wire on the trailer, right? But if you do that, word of advice, be careful, man. Don't be too aggressive with it, and don't bend them too far, because they will break right the fuck off, and then you are in a shit show, right? But I just bent the prongs real nice and easy. Boom, contact, lights are all good, fixed. So anyway, while I'm doing that, he checks the lights, he looks at the tires, he goes inside, he stands in his toolbox. I'm just watching him. That's all he did. That's all he fucking did. He never inspected the fucking trailer, dude. Yeah, I don't know whatever happened to, like, common decency, manners, you know, common sense, all that shit. Check this out. See this parking lot? Nice and big, right? Going around. I gotta back in here. Well, no, we gotta be an asshole. We're gonna prove a point to this old white guy. This fucking dude just sits right in his driver's seat. Right, sitting in the driver's seat. Won't back up, won't move, won't do nothing. Makes me back in around him. On account of the fact that you guys just love my play-by-play complaining, actually I'm just pointing out some shit, right? There's so many different kinds of people in this world, right? Had the last dude there, you know, whatever, right? So I'm on my last stop, that's good. But I go in this place here, right, to make this delivery, and you gotta go like in the store part of it to get to somebody. And you always got so many different kinds of people. You got the white-haired older lady, not like the granny, you know, like 80-year-old, probably like a 65-year-old lady. With all way too much makeup on and everything, right? And I'm standing there at the counter, on the edge of the counter, and she's like,
Sir, the line's over here.
okay, thank you.
Sir, the line's over here.
There's like really no place to have a line, and she was the only one standing there, so there was like really no line there. Apparently, the old lady needed to think that she was the line police, but you know how you can always tell a crazy old lady? When they got too much fucking lipstick on. You know I'm right, don't you? You know I'm right. When they got too much lipstick on, they cuckoo as fuck. So she got all sorts of pissy with me, man. The third time, she's like,
Sir, the line's over here.
I finally looked at her and said, lady, I'm delivering water heaters. You know, like, fuck off. I'm not cutting in front of you. I'm the delivery guy. You dumbass. Oh, shit, like your boy's wearing his vest, son. Look at that. All conformed and shit. Professional. I am. So, these rates, man. Holy shit. I see what you guys are saying, man. Everyone's like, Dustin's gonna lose his ass. I might. I'm not gonna lose a lot if I do. But then again, I might be in the game when it all picks back up. You never know, man. You gotta take risks. Look at a lot of people who've been successful and they started in bad times, right? Or maybe I'll just lose my ass. But who cares? Just put in the comments whoever's gonna let me come live with them. Except for that dude who said he loves me. You know who you are, creeper. Love you too, bro. I got love for everybody. But anyway, the rates, man. Holy crap, dude. I see what everyone's squawking about when you slap on that high-ass fuel bullshit. And yes, I did the figures on it before I jumped into this, but, you know, I'm actually out here seeing what's going on now. I have to use some calculations in my head and do all this thinking and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Instead of sitting here, I'm missing all these truck drivers doing dumb shit that we could be putting on YouTube right now. Man. Sucks being a fucking grown-up, don't it? For a minute, anyway. So yeah, I got a $2.93 a mile load down to Houston, and it was light. It was only 15,000 pounds, so you know, quite a bit of difference in fuel, right? But this fucking backhaul coming out of here, son, I don't even want to tell you. Man. It's embarrassing. $1.70, dude. Oh shit. Still gonna make money, but not a lot. Not a lot, my friends. But it balances out, right? That's the whole theory. And I like to do my videos as I go because, yeah, there's a good chance that in a couple weeks I'll be completely wrong about what I'm saying right now. And that's the whole fun of watching my YouTube channel, ain't it? To watch me fuck shit up. Or sometimes I do good shit, you never know. But it kind of balances out, right? Because you got the $3 a mile down, you got the $1.70 or whatever I said going back. So you put them together, you're making a living, right? I don't think I'm keeping up on the trends very well, man. Or the fads or whatever. You guys gotta help me out on that a little bit. Is this like a new thing to be sleeping at night with our headlights on? That someone forgot to tell me about? Because there's like 5 fucking trucks just right over here in this row with their headlights on, sleeping. So man, I guess I'll turn my headlights on. I guess we gotta start doing that. Well, it's been one of them days today, man. So I had to do a 5-stop, which wasn't really that bad actually because it was in Minnesota, right? So I did that. That went pretty well, other than the last stop trying to get their shit off early. They were all crybabying, trying to get us there early so they could go home. But I got that done, and then, you know, just typical trucking shit, right? And then I got to pick up my back haul, which worked out well because it's actually paying $3 a mile, and these days, that's actually pretty decent, for me anyway. And I needed to slide my 5th wheel back because it was a heavy load, 45,000 pound load. And the fucking locking dogs wouldn't go back in. I had that happen like last year. I think I got them fixed, right? At least I got them locked in there to get the load and everything, but I think I got them fixed. So I got out of there and I was like holding up the dock because there was like people waiting in line and they had to get on the scale and then go to the dock, and there's fucking literally 5 trucks sitting there waiting for my dumb ass to fix my truck. I was sweating, right? My hands, you can't see it in the video, but I'm fucking filthy right now, dude. I got grease on my arms and everything, bro. So I got that fucker fixed, thank God, because I was starting to wonder if I was gonna have to cancel that damn load, man. And then you lose money, right? And I was on my way here in my fucking 7-wire. I've been having problems with it the last couple trailers I hooked up to. I ended up spreading the prongs on the trailer, and it got me by. But this trailer I hooked to it, and it was doing it again. I'm like, man, that's the fucking 7-wire on my truck, right? And you can't really do much with it unless you want to spread the prongs on every fucking trailer. So I wedged a zip tie in there to get through the day today. But I kind of wondered if the cars were just being complete pricks or what. And then I realized that I ain't got no fucking blinker, right? And when I was pulling here in the truck stop, the fucker, I was going to change it tomorrow. I was pulling here in the truck stop, the lights are all blinking and dimming down and all that shit. So I was like, son of a bitch, man, I gotta go in here and fucking change the 7-wire out here right now instead of tomorrow. So I went in there, I was gonna buy one of those jumpers. You ever see what I'm saying? Where it's got 7-wire on both ends and then you got the coiled up green cable. I thought, fuck that, I'm just gonna buy a jumper, you know, plug it in, plug and play, right? $110 fucking dollars for that son of a bitch, man. Like, hell no, man. I got a 7-wire plug for $15, right? Which this truck's actually, I don't pay for the maintenance on this truck. It's all full maintenance, but dude, I ain't gonna go sit at Love's or whatever, you know, waiting for a fucking 7-wire. I'll just change it myself and then they'll reimburse me for it. Alright, so you guys know I always got some weird shit that I'm thinking about, right? But check this out, man. Someone's gotta tell me on this whole deal. If I'm in like a car or like my personal pickup, do you hardly ever get a fly in there? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't ever remember being like overran by flies in my pickup truck. What the frick is it with the semis, man, that attract flies? I mean, I'm not a gross pig. I don't have a bunch of nasty food or anything laying around. and I got like 10 goddamn flies in here. They drive me fuck crazy. Good morning, everybody. What's happening? What's going on? Cheers to some Monster down the throat in the morning. Get everything rolling, and people are texting me in the middle of a YouTube video. Who does that? Who's up even at 3:30 in the morning? Oh, my trucker friends. Only my trucker friends would be up texting me at 3:30 in the morning. But anyway, how's everybody doing? I'm doing all right. Things are going good here. The next video, I'm going to get into the numbers, like with my rate confirmations and shit like that, and what I'm making. Not going to go too much into this because this video is already going to be long enough for what we got going on with it, right? And by the time I get that out, it'll be like 3 weeks running. And I don't know. I mean, just basically, it's kind of funny, you know, when people are like trying to tell me what the market's like and shit. Like, I don't know that the market's bad, because if you go back, I think it was over a year ago or something like that, and watch my like rough market video or something like that, I said this all on there about tender rejection and volumes and capacity, and the rates were dropping, and I said all that right on that doggone video. I sure did. It's almost like I might know a little bit about something. I might not be a complete dumb box of rocks truck driver, right? Well, I'm about to fucking prove some shit here on my next video, because now that I am an independent, as we all know, it is a rough market, it's a tight market, so on and so on. Now, I will say I am signed on with a company, so I'm hauling a lot of contract freight. I'm not running the spot market, so that is a huge difference on that. And then I get, you know, their fuel card discounts and all that shit, right? Which, to be honest, I'll probably stay doing that. Even if I decide to not lease a truck no more and I go and buy that Freightliner from the Freightliner dealer that I got approved for, I would probably just sign it right on here at this company, because things are going very well here at this company. But you will see in my next video on my rate confirmations what I'm making a mile and stuff like that, which I'm telling you, they are all over the board. I've done like $4.85 a mile loads. I've done fucking $1.70 mile loads, you know, because sometimes I might need to take like $1.70 a mile load to get out of an area and get back into the trucking lane to get the good loads and shit like that. But it all breaks out at the end of the day, you know. Obviously fuel is high and that sucks, but the fact that you can't make no money out here right now as an independent is completely false. I am 100% making more money as an independent with a lease and a rented trailer, you know what I mean, than I was as a company driver. So I say ixnay bullshit on all that if you do it correctly. But I will go into how all that's working and everything in my next video. This video is all just about me talking about nonsense, because I had to get up early this morning and do paperwork, because I'm like learning all this stuff. You know, I got to keep track of all my rate confirmations and who the fuck's supposed to pay me. And I always end up back at my home truck stop. But check this out. Remember that company that I told you that guy fucked me over when I went and did that truck recovery? Some of his trucks are sitting out here abandoned. Good morning time again, right? What a random week on videos, huh? Because I'm out here learning my new gig. But I learned some shit yesterday. I got my pay settlement, right, and it was short, and I was like, well, what the hell? I didn't drive all the way back from Texas for that amount of money. What the fuck is going on? Someone ripping me off? You know where my mind always goes, you know what I mean? My mind always goes to, man, this company's fucking with me. Because you want to know why? Because companies always fuck with you. That's what happens. Not all of them, but most of them, right? So I figured it out. I filled up my truck when I got back. So that came out of that pay settlement. But then when I left the next week, you know, I had a full tank. So I was able to run those miles on that tank. So that money will be back into my next pay settlement, right? And then another thing I learned is, like, you know, as a company driver, you know, you take your weekend off or whatever, you're just not getting paid for the weekend, which is normal, like any job. You know, you take Saturday and Sunday off or whatever, you're just not getting paid, right? And then you got your reoccurring bills at home, like your electricity, your rent, or mortgage, or whatever, right? And you just know that. Well, this is kind of new for me, right? And I didn't really, that's why I'm getting my feet wet with this whole thing and learning the easy way with the old independent and the lease and all that whole deal, instead of just being like buying that truck from Freightliner and all that. Because I didn't really think about it. I have reoccurring bills, so when I take my time off on the weekend, my insurance and all that shit, right, it's all still, I still gotta pay it, whether I'm working or not. So I gotta be a damn grown up and be like a real independent trucker and stay rolling, man, you know. Ain't like the old days when I used to be like, fuck it, I'm gonna take like 4 days off and go ride my Harley or whatever. Nope, we gotta stay moving. We gotta pay this shit and get her done. And I am, you know, I'm making money, like I said, right? I'm making more than I do as a company driver, put it that way. I don't got no things going ding, 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 ding. You know, I don't got no cameras. I don't got no microphones recording me. I ain't got a damn thing like that. So, life's good. But I'm along with everyone, man. I can't wait to see the rates pick up and the fuel prices go down, so I can start feeling like I'm actually making some real money, you know. I'm just sitting here watching this dude not hit my truck, you know. It's always just like, come on, man, don't do it. Don't do it, man. Get a little closer, bud. Jesus Christ, there's this fucking ton of room. World would be great if there wasn't other people in it. Me and Sizzling Trucker were talking about that yesterday, about during COVID. Dude, that was the shit, wasn't it, during COVID? The rates were good, the pay was good, the volumes were good, capacity was fucking low. No traffic hardly at all, no fucking people. The only bad part was the restaurants and shit were all closed, but other than that, it was pretty fucking cool. Well, another good morning to y'all again, huh? Got up early, nice and bright, and I gotta say, one nice feature about these Mack trucks is their headliners are not actually like cloth. They're some sort of cloth vinyl type whatever deal. So you don't got to get in here with the steam cleaner, because I know all you guys are just like me and you always get in there with your little green clean machine, don't you? You know I'm not the crazy one. So I got my headliner all clean this morning, and boy, what a fucking difference that makes. It was all yellow and shit. It wasn't horrible. Whoever had this truck did pretty good with it. But that's kind of nice. That's kind of a nice deal. I don't know about this whole shelf gig here, right? You know, you see when you kind of sleep in here like this and it's fucking things hitting you all night long. That probably wasn't the best idea to put that in there. Don't know if I really need it. And originally down at the bottom there was all these steps and shit that I took off, but I'll talk about that later on. Later on, man. Try this kind of longer format here on some videos and see what people think about that, because I don't have a lot of time to I have a lot of time to shoot. I just don't have a lot of time to edit. Even like right now, I'm holding the camera in my old arm. I didn't bring none of my camera stands or nothing with me, because, you know, when you're new on these new jobs, you better be ready to hit a fucking airplane. It might not go right. Yep, that's the truth. But things are going good here. I'm happy with this place. I think it's going to work out pretty well. And I was able to hit the Blue Beacon yesterday and get the old truck washed. That was kind of nice. Sizzling Trucker took the truck out and got it washed for me before I moved into it. But the wash companies in Grand Rapids there, they just ain't as good as the Blue Beacon. I always hear people pissing and moaning about the Blue Beacon, the Streaking Beacon, and all that kinds of shit, right? Yeah, they're not perfect, but they're one of the best, if not the best fucking truck wash out there. They do a pretty damn good job for what they do, you know. Yeah, I mean, if they took more time and slowed down, instead of trying to push all the trucks through so fast, then it would be nice. Like, I was sitting there being the naggy old dude yesterday. I was that guy, man, that was following him around like, alright, hit that spot, hit that spot, hit that spot. I don't do that, but fucking, man, we're paying for that shit. Get it right. And then I wanted to just be like, give me the fucking thing, let me wash it. Let me have all your awesome soap and all the shit you guys got. So we got that done, but the most exciting thing today, as you can probably hear in the video, is I got my damn bunk heater fixed this morning. It wasn't working. And I just got in there and cleaned the orifice. And she's fucking working pretty good now. Because that's kind of a big thing, man. You know, when you're paying for your own fuel, it's basically what, $40 a night, right? To idle it. So what are you looking at? Like $800, $800 a month or something like that to idle the truck. That's 2 fucking Harleys with insurance, man, for real. Oh, and I want to say right here real quick, so this is an example of what I was talking about. If you ever watched my pause your logbook video, go back and watch it, because you can pause your logbook. Check it out. It's a real thing. This is what it looks like from the office perspective of what I'm saying. All they got to do is change the settings, and that's what it looks like right there. They go in their computer, go clink, clink, and boom, you can do it, right? But a lot of companies, they won't let you run an 8-hour split. They won't let you run on recaps. They don't want the logbook to pause for some fucking stupid reason. But majority of the ones I've dealt with, I've had a few companies where I pointed out to them, sent them the literature and all that shit, like I said before, and they went ahead and turned it on. They just weren't aware of it. I don't know why. You know, it's your job as a safety director. You think you'd be up on all that shit, and some dumb truck driver wouldn't know before you. But it's the world we live in. Like, I'm running this whole load on recaps. Like, I'll be down in Florida tonight. So they come in handy, because I don't got time to do a 34. It's real close. But I don't have time to do a 34. But now I see I can still get this entire fucking Florida run in on top of everything else I did last week. I'll have enough recaps to get all the way back up to Michigan. So I'll have all that on there. And then I'll just take a 34 when I get back up to Michigan. So recaps can be fucking handy, you know. I don't like the companies that want you to run on them all the time, because some people like doing that. I like to have a day off every now and then, you know what I mean? You know. But on the next video, I believe it's going to be the next video, I'm going to have the rates like I said before, so that'll probably be a little bit of an interesting video to some people to see what the actual rates are right now. You know, the trucking is different. Some people are probably still making good rates on contract freight. You know, it's not, I don't know how to explain it. It's just a basic idea of what I'm doing. I know I'm going to catch a bunch of hell, like some people are going to tell me, because I do have to say that, you know, when you put in the comments and shit and you're like, dude, I got my own truck and trailer and this and that, and I'm making, I seen like $8 a mile. Someone told me they're making fucking $8 a mile. Come on, dude. What? I don't know about all that, man. I may be a little naive and new in the game, but it sounds a little bit like bullshit to me. So I got an idea. When you send me the emails and stuff like that, send me your picture of your rate confirmation. I want to see that. I want to see that you're making that. Like, prove it. Back that shit up. I don't know about that. But either way, I make what I make. You make what you make. This guy makes what he makes. And it don't matter. If you're happy, right? Like I said earlier, yeah, I would like to make more. That'd be great. But I'm making a living and I'm making a decent living. So we'll get through this fucking trucking slump that's going on, and life will be good after that, right? And the dude who owns this truck actually came out of the office and cleaned this thing himself, right? Can you imagine that? A guy, a trucking company owner, it's got 50 trucks or whatever, actually came out and cleaned this truck himself. And you know, I'm an anal retentive fuck. He did a damn good job, man. He did a better job than the so-called detailers do, because he really didn't miss many spots. And you know, I find the spots that people miss. You know that happens. And I told him, you know, if this whole owning a trucking company don't work out for you, you definitely got a future in detailing, buddy. You got that one. But you got to respect that shit, you know what I mean? And they get out there and make that shit happen. I believe he still goes out and spots trailers and shit. So it gives me more respect, right? So on that note, I will see you guys on the next video. I always appreciate you tuning in, giving me your comments and all that stuff. We'll try to get live here again one of these days, and I'll plan that a little bit better so we got some more people in there. Once I kind of get all this slowed down and get into my rhythm here.
Get a bag, that's a routine. I go north, cross the border like some poutine. Growing up, I had hoop dreams, still be on the hoop scene, but I turn hoop dreams to boob dreams. And look, we made it. Still do more numbers than the ones who got famous. Hear what I'm saying? I could take a cookie cutter system and go bust it down and bake. Okay. What's up? I've been on a paper chase for months. I've been on a marathon for months. All in all, I can't just get enough.